Hello friends, the latest version of Photoshop 2023 has already been released and it brings with it some nifty features that will both save your time and help you make better, more precise edits. If you are wondering what is new, what it can do and how to use it, watch this video that will give you an overview of what to expect and where to find it. In this video, you will watch one-click delete and fill and the improved object selection tool. First, come to the one-click delete. With the one-click delete selection feature, you can easily remove objects, people from your images or retouch them even when they have complex backgrounds. Photoshop seamlessly blends the background as if the object were never there, just like magic. Simply use the Object Selection tool to make your selection and press Shift plus Backspace in Windows or Shift plus Delete in the Mac. The new improved Object Selection tool got even better at detecting and making selections, like the sky, water, natural ground, plants or architecture. Just hover over the object and click to make the selection. First, I am opening Photoshop 2023. In the Welcome window, you will see What's New section. You can see the list of the new features introduced in the new Photoshop 2023. I am opening the Photoshop workspace and opening a new document. I am selecting the Object Selection tool and check in the box of Object Finder. It will take some time to find all the objects. After finding all objects in the document, you can click on the button on the top of the option bar to show all the objects. You can see all objects in color overlay. Those were found by the object finder. Now I move the mouse on the top of the flower. By doing so, that part of the flower was selected by showing color overlay. Simply use keyboard shortcut Shift plus Backspace in the Windows or Shift plus Delete in the Mac to remove or fill it. When you will use the shortcut, selection will be filled according to your background color or color palette used in the toolbar. So here you can see the selection was filled by black color because the background or foreground color is already black. If I change the background color from black to red, the selection will be filled by the red color, according to the background color selected as a red. If you use the shortcut Shift plus Backspace, fill window will be opened. Select the content aware option if you were not selected before. I have already selected the fill option as a content aware, so you can see Photoshop will select details from the surrounding areas of the image to fill the area you have selected. If you want to know more about the content aware, kindly watch my old video on the content aware. I have already added the link in the description and added the card above. If you are working with the lasso tool or any other Photoshop selection tool, you can delete the selection with one click or use right click of the mouse to access the right menu. Select delete selection to delete unwanted objects from your image. When you select the fill, Photoshop will select details from the surrounding areas of the image. Fill in the area you selected if you have already checked content aware option in the fill window. If the option was selected background or foreground color, the selection will be filled according to the option you have already selected. If your background color is black and you have selected the option background, selection will be filled by the black color. I have already selected the option content aware as a default option. Now come to the improved selection. The Object Selection tool got even better at detecting and making selections, like the sky, water, natural grounds, plants or architecture. Just hover over the object and click to make the selection. I am opening a new image with the multiple objects. Selecting the Object Selection tool, you can see Object Finder detecting the selections. As I hover the mouse on any object, a color overlay shows the selected area, and each object was selected in the full details. Either it is a small object or a bigger object. It creates high quality cutout with the detailed edges. In this picture, water was already detected by the object finder. As I hover the mouse on the water, selection is shown by the color overlay. On this selection, I am creating a new hue and saturation adjustment layer. By doing so, a mask was created and only selected area will be affected by the adjustment. I am changing the color of the water by adjusting the hue slider. Only the water color was changed and the rest of the picture was not affected because the object selection tool got even better and detecting and making selection like water and sky. Now I am a hover on the woman and selection is showing in the color overlay. Object Finder selected woman with her complicated hair. I am creating a new curve adjustment layer to enhance the shadow and highlights of the woman. And you can see only selected area is affecting with the adjustment because object selection tool selected the woman in details. As I hover the mouse on the cookie plate, again the selection is showing with the color overlay. I have a selection of the plate. I want to change the color, so I painted the color with the new color and changing the blend mode according to the requirement. Also make other small adjustment on the same selections. Object Finder have already detected all objects, but the floor area was not detected. If you want to change anything of unselected area, you need to select all objects. So I am selecting each object by holding Shift key and hovering on the each object. You must hold Shift key till all selection will not be made. After selecting all objects, I am using Ctrl plus Shift plus I key in the Windows and Command plus Shift plus I key in the Mac to make a reverse selection. By doing so, your adjustments will be applied only to unselected area and selection will not be affected by any adjustments. I am creating a new hue and saturation adjustment layer on the reverse selection and mask was created and only floor area was selected. In summary, the new object selection tool is better than the old selection tool and its detection is faster and selection in more details. That is all for today. In my next video, you will watch other features of Photoshop 2023 that I feel you should know. Till then, send me your valuable feedback. If you like this video, don't forget to send me super thanks. Thanks for watching. Hello friends. Last week I updated a new Photoshop update. It comes with the new welcome window. Adobe has released 24.5, the latest version of the image editing and digital painting software. A separate beta build of the software adds Generative Fill, a new object replacement and background generation system powered by Firefly. Adobe's new generative AI toolset. The update adds plus adjustment presets, the removal tool, a new AI powered object removal system, a new contextual taskbar, and improvements to the gradient tool. First, I start with the new adjustment presets. So I have opened a new image of the lake scene on the Photoshop workspace. You will find the adjustment presets on the properties panel. If it is not appeared, you can bring it by going Windows and check the properties. I opened an landscape image, so I am selecting the preset under the landscape folder of the presets. So I selected first from here. You can also find a cinematic folder. So I am going to select cinematic preset. You can also have an option of a creative presets. As you select any of preset, your image will be changed according to the preset thumbnail and layer will be created in the layer panel. It means you can change each adjustment by using mask. Your original image is remaining same and each adjustment will be made in non-destructive way. I am adjusting few adjustments here according to my requirement. You can do the same according to your taste or need. Now come to the very important feature is a new removal tool. This removal tool uses artificial intelligence and machine learning to remove people, objects or distractions from your photos simply by painting over them. Like magic, the removal tool's AI replaces unwanted objects with the new and realistic content that blends seamlessly into the image as if the object was never there. I am opening a new image on Photoshop Workspace. I have selected the removal tool resident under the spot healing brush. I painting over the plate. You can see the plate was removed and the new realistic texture was added in the place of the plate. It is a simple remover. So I am opening a new complex image. Let's see what happened. So I selected a bench just behind the gull and it is removed and the same floor added in the place of the bench. And another bench is showing behind the hair of the gull. I think it will be complex to remove. Let's go select the bench with the removal tool. After completing the selection, bench was removed successfully. The best part of the removal is that hair was not affected. The small portion are still remaining, those are in between the hair. So I zoomed the specific area and selected that area with the hair. You can see where unwanted area removed, there is no effect on the hair. It is because the AI replaces unwanted objects with the new and realistic content that blend seamlessly into the image as if the object was never there. See before and after. A minor adjustment needed. You can also use the removal tool for here also. Normally I use healing brush or stamp tool for that. But this tool is better. The difference between the tools lies in the how the program chooses new pixels to replace the problem area. With the healing brush, you identify the replacement pixels. Click on the clean area holding the option key in the Mac and Alt key in the Windows. This tells Photoshop to use these pixels in place of the problem ones. Now I am testing its result on the parallel object. So I have uploaded a new image. You can see here a company logo of the stock photography is showing. So I use tool here and where the logo bar removed, then AI added. Then their AI added realistic floor. But I face issue here, lines are not parallel. But it is not a big issue. I used a warp tool to rectify them. You can see 3 poles in this image. Before removing them in the normal way, we remove them with the straight selection. For doing the same, go to the top option bar, uncheck the box, remove after each stroke. After enabled, the fill is applied as soon as you complete a single stroke with the tool. When disabled, the fill is applied after clicking the apply button, allowing for the multiple strokes of the brush on the object before applying the fill. So select the top of the pole and hold shift button till the end pole will be selected in the straight line. So I am selecting 2 poles by holding shift button. You can see the both poles are selected but not removed. As you will click on the tick on the top option bar, both selection will be removed in the straight way. AI did the great job by removing the added realistic contents. Here I find small issue in the car alloy wheel. It is not showing realistic. So I need to correct it. I also able to remove logo imprint on the image. You can also use this for the skin retouching. So I opened a new image of a woman with the spots on the face. Normally we use healing brush for it. The healing brush tool is another tool in the Photoshop that can be used to remove unwanted objects from an image. It works by the sampling pixels from around the area you want to remove and blending them with the surrounding pixels to create a seamless patch. But removal tool uses artificial intelligence to remove people, objects or distractions from your photos simply by painting over them. The AI replaces unwanted objects with the new and realistic content that blends seamlessly into the image as if the object was never there. It did a great job in skin retouching. Normally we use frequency separation technique. Frequency separation technique separates the texture of an image from the color and tone. This allows you to work on the texture and color separately, making it easier to retouch skin without affecting the overall tone of the image. It is a more advanced technique that requires some practice to master. Both techniques have their pros and cons, so it really depends on what you are trying to achieve with your skin retouching. I hope that helps. I have opened another complex picture where the woman behind the fence. It always takes very time by using content aware feature and tools. So I am selecting the fence by removing them with straight selection For doing the same, go to the top option bar, uncheck the box remove after each stroke. After enabled, the fill is applied as soon as you complete a single stroke with the tool. When disabled, the fill is applied after clicking the apply button, allowing for multiple strokes of the brush on the object before applying the fill. It takes time. I am showing you in the fast speed. You can see woman face is not affecting and realistic content replaced on unwanted area. Small minor manual correction need near eye, but rest of the result is surprising. You can see fence removed and it is like it was never here. See before and after. In last picture you can see how easy you can remove people on the image. You can see three men working on the Taj Mahal. It is the most beautiful monument of the India. By removing them with this tool, you can see the AI replaces unwanted objects with the new and realistic content that blends seamlessly into the image as if the object was never there. In summary, however, the AI removal tool is not perfect and has some limitations. For example, it may not work well if the object or person is too large or covers a significant part of the image. It may also reduce artifacts or distortions if the surrounding area is not consistent or homogeneous. In some cases, it may require manual adjustments or corrections to achieve the best results. But AI removal tool is a great addition to Photoshop 2023 that can enhance the creativity and productivity of a photo editors. It can help users to achieve their desired results with minimal efforts and maximum satisfaction. So that's all for the today. I will come soon with the new tutorial. Till then, send me feedback and question. I definitely answer your query. Thanks.
Hey everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we have something incredibly thrilling to share with you all. Adobe has just unveiled a groundbreaking generative expansion in Photoshop, and we can't wait to show you how it's powered by Firefly technology. Now, you might be curious about what exactly this Firefly technology is. Well, it's an AI-driven breakthrough that elevates your creativity and streamlines your workflow in Photoshop. It's like having a digital muse by your side, illuminating your artistic journey. Let's dive right in. I have opened my own picture. I want this image to expand in 16:9 ratio for the YouTube. So I have selected the crop tool from the toolbar and also changed the crop ratio to 16:9. To use this feature, select the crop tool and set the image to the desired aspect ratio. Afterward, the contextual taskbar will appear, enabling users to take advantage of Generative Fill and Generative Expand options. Clicking Generate without adding anything to the prompt field will fill the blank space with generated content. If desired, users can fill in the prompt field to give context to the content generated. New content is added in a non-destructive generative layer. So, you need to change the option in crop properties to Generative Expand in place of content aware. By applying crop tool without adding text, it fills the blank part of the image. It gives three options, but I don't want the same. So, I added text match color blue. With a simple click, we activate the Generative Expand powered by Firefly. This AI-powered marvel analyzes the image and follow the text and create the background enhancements as I want. It gives again three options. I need blue plain background, so I selected that option. Let's put this to the test with another portrait photo. Here we have a portrait of a model. The Generative Expand can work wonders for portraits, landscapes, still life, and so much more. You can see a woman is in swimming pool and this image has not any negative space. So as apply crop tool with same expand tool, the image expanded seamlessly and add space to image. It looks great. The AI-driven Firefly has transformed this portrait into a perfect roll of photography. Now I am trying to expand more in 16:9 ratio. Let's watch how much it expand. Normally we use content-aware scale for this. Content-aware scale is a powerful feature in Adobe Photoshop that allows you to resize an image while preserving the important elements in the image and intelligently filling in the areas that need to be extended or reduced. It is particularly useful when you want to change the dimensions of an image without distorting or losing crucial parts of the content. But it has many limitations. Complex or detailed content-aware scale works best with images that have simple backgrounds or repetitive patterns. In images with complex or detailed content, the tool may struggle to accurately fill in the newly created space, leading to visible artifacts or distortions. But Expand tool has not shown this type of limitation. When I added text to add a man in Generative Expand text box, you will be surprised it added man in swimming costume seamlessly. It gives 3 options again. First 2 options are great, the last one is looking artificial, so I have selected the first one. AI did great job, but I feel that man is in clothes as per requirement. So, I transform it to look realistic. After reducing the size of man image, blank space left. So, I have cropped in the width and select the blank area and click on Generative Fill on contextual bar. As I clicked, the blank area filled according to the environment. Generative Fill AI has been introduced in a newer version of Photoshop. It might be a tool that utilizes artificial intelligence and machine learning to automatically fill in or extend areas of an image based on its content and context. I need to some minor adjustment because I transformed the generative expansion. Here, I have a captivating photo of a serene landscape. In the past, we might have relied on filters or manual edits to enhance this photo, but with the new Generative Expand, we are about to embark on an exciting journey of possibilities. Clicks on the Generative Expand option in the Photoshop menu, and I added text add moon. With a simple click, we activate the Generative Expand powered by Firefly. This AI-powered marvel analyzes the image and comprehends its content, offering an array of creative and mesmerizing enhancements. The Photoshop canvas transforms, displaying new imaginative renditions of the landscape. Take a look at this. The Generative Expand has presented us with multiple artistic renditions of the same photo, each imbued with its unique style and atmosphere. It's like having an enchanting art studio at our fingertips. The best part is that this technology adapts to your preferences. The more you explore it, the better it understands your style, tailoring suggestions to suit your creative vision. Isn't this simply incredible? The possibilities are boundless. Whether you are a professional photographer or simply a creative enthusiast, this Generative Expand powered by Firefly is a game changer. That concludes today's video, but rest assured, we will return with more riveting content soon. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow Photoshop savant. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep creating with the enchanting power of Firefly in Photoshop. Happy edit.
Hi everyone. Welcome to my channel where I share tips and tricks on how to use Photoshop. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to use the new Generative Fill feature powered by Adobe Firefly Generative AI. This feature allows you to add, extend, or remove content from your images using simple text prompts. It's amazing what you can do with this ES feature. So let's get started. First, you need to install the Photoshop Beta app on your desktop, which you can find in the Beta Apps tab of your Creative Cloud desktop app. This is where you can access the Generative Fill feature and also give feedback to Adobe on how to improve it. I have already installed, so it is showing an open button. Once you have installed the Photoshop Beta app, open it and create a new document or open an existing image. Next, you need to make a selection of the area where you want to use Generative Fill. You can use any selection tool in Photoshop, such as the lasso tool, the quick selection tool, or the magic wand tool. For example, I have this image of a woman in car, and I want to add shoes to make it more logical. I'm going to use the lasso tool to draw a rough selection around the area where I want the shoes to appear. Now, you need to click on the Generative Fill button in the contextual taskbar that appears when you make a selection. You can also find it in the Edit menu or by right, clicking on the selection. This will open a text entry prompt box where you can type what you want to generate in your image. You can use natural language to describe what you want, such as shoes, a castle, or a dog. You can also leave it blank if you want Photoshop to generate something based on the context of your image. For this example, I'm going to type shoes and hit enter. Photoshop will then use Adobe Firefly Generative AI to create shoes in my selection and blend them with the rest of the image. You can see that it adds realistic shadows, reflections, lighting, and perspective to make it look natural. It also generates the content on a new layer so you can edit, refine, or remove it without affecting the original image. You can also use Generative Fill to extend your images, remove unwanted objects, or create images from scratch. For example, if I want to extend this image horizontally, I can use the crop tool to increase the canvas size and then use Generative Fill on the empty area without typing anything. Photoshop will then generate a harmonious extension of my scene. If I want to remove an object from my image, such as this boat, I can use Generative Fill on it without typing anything. Photoshop will then make it disappear and fill in the gap with matching content. If I want to create an image from scratch, I can use Generative Fill on a blank document and type something like a fantasy landscape. Photoshop will then generate a stunning image based on my prompt. As you can see, Generative Fill is a powerful and versatile feature that can help you create amazing images in seconds. You can experiment with different prompts and ideas and see what Photoshop comes up with. You can also tune your results using other editing tools in Photoshop. Change eye colors. Open the image in Photoshop. Next, you need to select the eyes using the selection tool. Type blue color on Generative Fill in contextual bar. Finally, you need to use the Generative AI Fill feature in Photoshop to blend the color layer with your original image. But in the rough selection, it changes the face shape. To do more realistic selection tool and select only both eyes, go to the Select menu and expand that selection and repeat the same steps. The results are better. To create it more realistic, select only that part of both eyes that you want to change with elliptical tool and type blue color on Generative Fill in contextual bar. The results are more realistic now. And that's it. You have successfully changed your eye color by using Generative AI Fill in Photoshop. Soft skin. Certainly, here's a short explanation on how to use Generative Fill in Photoshop to achieve soft skin. Open an image, duplicate a layer by using Ctrl-J in Windows or Command in Mac. Click on Quick Mask button from Toolbar. After that, go to the Edit menu. Then select Fill and select Color. Add 30s and B box, click OK. Then again, select the Quick Mask button. Generative Fill be active. I'm going to type skin smoothing and skin toning and hit Enter. Photoshop will then use Adobe Firefly Generative AI to create smooth skin and selection and blend them with the rest of the image. You can see that it adds softness toning. I'm selecting the most closet option given by AE Fill. It also generates the content on a new layer, so you can edit, refine, or remove it without affecting the original image. So I am selecting the mask and going to Image menu, then select Apply Image, the blend image with original. It opens with default settings. You can go with it and click OK. A new mask will be created. Now you can show those areas that you don't want to smooth. So I'm painting on the mask with black brush over hair, eyes, lips, and tip of nose. So shape of the face will not be changed. To look more realistic, I have clicked twice on Layer to open a blending option. Move the current layer slider to left to more refine result. Hold Alt-click in Windows or hold Alt-click in Windows or hold Option. Click on Mac to split the slider button and make adjustments according to your requirements. Now it looks realistic. Change background. Another useful feature I have experienced with Generative Fill that is change background. So I open a new image on Photoshop and duplicate a layer by using Ctrl-J in Win or Command-TJ in Mac. Click on Select Subject from contextual bar after selection. You can go to Select and Mask option on top option bar. Take care before selecting Select a Mask. Your selection tool should be active. Any selection tool, so you can see this option. I open this because I need to refine hair in selection. First, I invert the selection, then select a Refine Edge brush from Toolbar and paint over the hair. Those are not selected. After that, I select the option New Layer Mask. Click OK. Now selection was made, and I click on the mask to activate a selection. I'm going to type Change Texture Background and hit Enter. Photoshop will then use Adobe Firefly Generative AI to create few options of texture background in my selection and blend them with the rest of the image. You can see that it adds realistic shadows, reflections, lighting, and perspective to make it look natural. It also generates the content on a new layer so you can edit, refine, or remove it without affecting the original image. I like the fourth option from the options given by AI Fill. If you don't like anyone, you can repeat the same step. So second time, it gives me another 4 option. And finally, I selected this one. It looks unique and realistic, and shadows and lighting look more natural. The use of Generative Fill is endless. It is up to you how can you use it. I hope you enjoyed this vlog and learned something new about Generative Fill powered by Adobe Firefly Generative AI. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more Photoshop tutorials. Also, don't forget to check out the Photoshop Beta app and share your feedback with Adobe on how to improve this feature. Thanks for watching and see you next time.